Okay, so allow me to do a quick run through on how these products leverage their solutions to the highly adaptable cloud infrastructure, how these products enforce automation and offer its flexibility to address cloud infrastructure needs. All right, so putting infra into the cloud is inevitable nowadays. It is widely adaptive. So let's take a look at some of the challenges that may arise: compliance for the requirements, tools to be used, manpower to train and maintain, verticals or avenue that might breaches may occur. So this slide represents different approaches companies building into the cloud. So cloud migration is a transition and not an instant cut over. For any organization, hybrid and multi-cloud is the norm. So with the physical, virtual, and cloud workloads. So cloud native applications, this one is fast. It leverages the reuse open source code into a public cloud repositories. It starts with DevOps and their use of cloud storage, cloud workloads, even multiple clouds containers, serverless and open source programs. And lastly, organizations are forming teams with a goal of achieving data cloud centers for operational excellence, such as secure and compliant, multi-cloud visibility, reuse and consistent, and cloud center of excellence. So how do you secure or enforce such complex and fast-paced environment? So Trend Micro is introducing Cloud One. So Trend Micro Cloud One, the world's most comprehensive security services platform for cloud builders, wherein in a single pane of glass, we can have the full visibility, control, extend its features and security in the following areas. For the workload container, for the image scanning, serverless functions, file scanning for clouds, even best practices, even visibility for open source, and network layer as well. So after building your infra from on-prem to the cloud, or perhaps you have a hybrid infra, what's next? How do we grant access? How do we ensure that authorized personnel only have the right access to the resources? So let's take a look in terms of the challenges with the cloud applications. So first, this would be the password vulnerabilities, lack of visibility and control, what's happening inside of it, impact on the large number of users, need to provide convenient and ease of use access in terms of management and administration of having multiple protocols or authentication tools inside your cloud infra. With the adaptation of the cloud and mobile organizations, end users' expectations have changed. They want to access anything. Anything means on-prem or cloud resources from anywhere at home or at the corporate office, or perhaps using any device, including their own personal device and BYOD. This slide shows what types of applications, systems, whether it is located on-prem or cloud, that you wish to protect or enforce security. So in such case, we can automate or allow access through voice call, through push notification, or it can be SMS, biometric, and etc. So let's discuss now the machine learning features of RSA secured access, how it can be secure and convenient. Also, the static policy for base and enterprise division. So for the static and behavior, it somehow looks the same, but if we're going to define it, static means for static user, policies are defined manually. So any irregularities which does not conform should be updated manually, whereas the action either pass or deny. So with the aid of behavior-based confidence, it can build a set of rules dynamically. If the machine learning able to sense that the transaction is somehow suspicious, then it will change or somehow it will challenge the user true identity through the following techniques. It can approve via fingerprint, face ID, or via token. So let's take a look how the IBOS handles SASE approach, including the cloud and network security. In this picture, IBOS is a cloud-delivered service that provides secure access to the web and SaaS applications. Globally, it provides a complete stack of security capabilities such as secure web gateway, cloud access broker or CASB, the malware protection with sandboxing, IPS, and IDS, including the DLP. So what's the benefits and offerings of IBOS solution? So unified management, efficiency, reliable performance, privacy, better remote working user experience. Now, let's take a look how Citrix SASE handles secure and reliable applications anywhere from any device. This work from home scheme accelerated the migration of cloud, moving to SaaS to sustain the needs of the company while every workforce need to stay at home doing their tasks daily, imitating that the way they were in the office. So apps have moved to the cloud and SaaS. So it resulted to growth of bulk traffic from data center to SaaS, which adds latency. Works area mobile, VPN and remote access are the tools allowing remote users to gain access to the cloud resources, but lack of security and cumbersome to scale. Threats are rapidly evolving, need security updates, and leave enterprise vulnerable to zero-day attacks. For any application, sanctioned or unsanctioned, for any devices, maybe personal or BYOD, for any location at home or maybe at the office, Citrix has the full control and visibility. So nothing to worry about in terms if you are using different devices, or maybe you're working at home or maybe at any cafe or any sites that you have internet access. So let's take a look in terms of how the definition of Gartner in terms of SASE. So in the left side, so you have users, you have set of devices, locations. So you have two modules, which comprises of security and networking, and you have the SaaS and cloud applications. Let's take a look on the enhancements of Citrix SASE aligning to the Gartner's SASE definition. So to make it more sophisticated, they added new module called Secure Internet Access, which it ensures, protects, and safe browsing for your users. So in terms of secure internet access, it comprises of secure web gateway. So it controls on, most likely on web access activity for the CASB access. In terms of security, the malware protection, the DLP and sandboxing. For the secure workspace, so you have the zero trust network, including the remote browse isolation. At the same time, the SD1 itself, in terms of stereo applications, one optimization to have a better performance in terms of browsing, in which it could result into secured access to your SaaS and cloud applications. So according to Ponymon's 2020 study, they found out that around 3.8 or $3.86 million are resulted to data breach. And according to Verizon, 70% of breaches due to external attacks and the remaining due to internal attacks. And according again to Verizon, they found out that almost 30% of the organizations took months to discover that the attackers are within their networks. So it's somehow a late approach on how to fully understand the root cause of the breaches. So according to the cloud security reported by Cybersecurity, struggling to achieve, most of the SOC struggling to achieve the following: the compliance, the knowledge gap, visibility, and multi-cloud configurations. So as more workloads move to the cloud, cybersecurity profs are increasingly realizing the complication itself. Okay? So that's why they have this kind of percentage in terms of compliance, knowledge gap, visibility, and etc. So let's take a look at some recent report, or let's say cloud breaches. Again, it is not about the wrong it's not about the wrong configurations, but rather the admin are not fully aware that the resources are left open or the security measures were not properly applied or patched. Okay, so if we're going to take a look in terms of the Tesla report, in terms of the Imperva, in terms of the World Risk Link, again, these are some proof that again, in any somehow part of the network, we might need to always enforce or secure the security. Okay, so for cloud integrations, we do it via APIs. However, some of the users are not aware with that APIs being open, and therefore it will prone to attacks. Okay? So looking to the journey to the multi-cloud security for organizations must have, okay? So continuous visibility, compliance assurance, and automation, and automated governance. So let's take a look on this. Through this framework, we can start to address your multi-cloud security challenges. So let's start with visibility. So we usually ask, what's in my cloud infrastructure? How do I define it? How do we secure it? What network flows are moving in and out in my network? The compliance one, exposed from security perspective. How can I show compliance with mandated frameworks? Am I notified? Or can I get some notifications when somebody, or let's say, have some changes in my network? And the government, and lastly, the governance. How can I automatically repair the gap in my policy? How to prevent misconfigurations or implement guardrails? So introducing Cloud Visory, which is the cloud automation tool, a cloud security automation for public, hybrid, private, and multi-cloud. Aesthetic-wise, on its dashboard, you can see all of your assets in one single place, in one single pane of glass, which currently, these are the supported cloud environments such as AWS, Azure, Cloud, and etc. In summary, Cloud Visory Security Solution can offer the following features of functionalities: visibility, compliance, and governance. Again, on the visibility, it's more on security audits, continuous cloud analytics, consolidated security console, network flow. For the compliance, cloud security, extendable compliance, risk and remediation. For the governance, automated governance, cloud security, and intelligence. Lastly, I don't want to take too much time of your time, so we can proceed back to the whole one for the raffle. Thank you for choosing VST ECS as your preferred IT distributor. And thank you as well for staying in this session. Stay safe, everyone.